In today's episode, I brought you to my wonderful garden here in Cebu Philippines, and I'm going to show you how you can get orchids as beautiful like these. My garden here in Cebu Philippines is only 1 year old after we replanted everything. Now it needs a trim and a cut, but apart from that, everything is blooming, especially these lovely orchids. I chose white orchids to start, and they're quite a sight, and they're really beautiful to watch. They have these little red color here in the stem. The rest is a fine, delicate white flower. And here in the early morning and late nights, you can see the olive-backed sunbird and other bird coming in, feeding nectar or just looking for insects. I'm going to show you how I plant these gardens, because in other countries they put it in a pot and put it in the window inside the house, but I have them growing outside my garden, and not only outside, I have them planted on my tree. Now it's time to plant the two flowers. There is 2 steps we have to do. We have to go first outside the garden, and I'm going to show you why. For step number 1 of the plant process, we need something from this tree, and as you can see, this is a coconut tree. But one thing you might notice is that the tree is very short, and this is because these trees are a dwarf varieties, so they will never become 20 meters tall. They will maybe become 10 meters, maybe the stem will be, say, 5 meters long. Currently, this one is just 2 meters, so we have no problems reaching for this one, because this is what we need. Now with these leaves, we're gonna continue the planting, but we're gonna do that on the inside of the garden. With a coconut leaf like this, I'm first going to separate and cut off this part, and then we're going to use the rest for our orchids. I just have a knife with me, and that makes the job so much easier. We just take a small insertion, cut it open here, and then just repeat the process all the way down, like this. And then we have something we can use. We will use this as a rope to tie the orchid to the tree, and then the whole process is organic, no metal or anything else used. We have a few more, so I will just cut up a few so that we have a few to make it stick to the tree properly. Just cut it with this knife one by one. So here it is, the last one. Insert the knife, cut, turn, and then do it one more time. Now I have put down the knife, and we have all these green leaves, and if they were dry, they would snap when we're gonna tie the orchid to the tree. So this is the tree that I've selected, and we're gonna hang it up under the leaves. So this is the leaves, and here is where we're gonna plant the orchid. Here is the root, so I select a good part like this. Let's find a place, okay, like so. Now it's the hard part. We try to fasten it without tearing the leaf at all. So these roots will now go into the plant here and tie themselves to the rope, to the main tree permanently, and then we will have many more orchids on this beautiful palm tree. Finally now finished with hanging up the last of the 2 orchids. It was much more work than I thought, and on this tree I cheated some also, because I had to use a tie wire on the back here, because this trunk was just too wide for my tiny rope, and it didn't hold up at all. Now all my different palm trees have these orchids hanging somewhere on the trunk, and if I follow this up every day now. I'm sure that in a few weeks or so, these roots will hang on to the tree. And by then I can cut the tie wire and it will hang itself without my help. And that is how I do it, hanging orchids directly on the tree. And if you haven't done so, please remember to subscribe, and me and you will see each other next time. Until then, remember, birding is fun every day.